Hello guys, welcome to calculus class, and this time I will go over the other four questions in this one. So question is asking find the second derivative based on this. So let's do this. Basically, the only thing that you have to do is drive it twice. So the first one is going to be 5x to the fourth power minus e to the 4x times 4. So I'm going to put a 4 in front of it, okay? Because after this one, you drive it as it is, multiply by derivative of this, which is 4. So I just put it right here. Now let's drive one more time. So it's going to be 4 times 5, which is a 20, x to the third power, minus, here, let me show you what I did. 4x times 4x times derivative of 4x, which is 4, which you are going to get negative 4 times 4, 16. If you don't get this one, just pause the video, think twice, okay? Then you'll get it. Question number 8. What is it? Now we have a y on both sides, so who cares? I'll just drive it. So derive of this is going to be dy dx equals derivative of this is going to be 2y dy dx plus 1. Okay. Well, normally after this, you actually have to put this one on the same size. It doesn't really matter here, but I will do it. So it's going to be dy dx equals, let me move it to the other side by subtracting it. That equals minus 2y dy dx equals 1. Let me take it out. So it's going to be dy dx 1 minus 2y is equal to 1, as you can see. And I'm going to divide by these y values, like this one. So I will have dy dx is equal to 1 over 1 minus 2y. Now I can draw it one more time based on this, but let me rewrite it. It's gonna be dy dx equals, because I cannot do anything with this one, so I will have just like 1 times 1 minus 2y to the negative 1 power. Now I can drive it. And here I don't really need 1, but I just put it because if you have some other number like 3, then that's the number that you will have. I hope you remember how to do this one. So let's do this. d2y dx squared, that's a y double prime. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 2. 1 minus 2y to the, no, why is it negative 2? It's negative 1. Negative 2 power times derivative of inside. So it's going to be 1 becomes 0. So it's going to be negative 2 dy dx. So when you simplify it, which you don't necessarily have to do, you will have negative 1 times negative 2 will become positive 2. So positive 2 dy dx over this one, 1 minus 2y squared in the bottom. That's the finalized one. Although you can plug in what dy dx is this one, so you can actually make it this one to the third power, but I'm not gonna ask you that far, okay? That's good enough. This is good enough. All right, question number 9. Find the equation of the tangent lines. Okay, so here dy dx again. So at this point, right? So that's gonna be our x value, that's gonna be our y value. We just have to find the slope. Great. So let's derive it. Okay. So when you do it, you're gonna get 2x plus 14y. I'm gonna put y prime this time because dy dx is like too much y prime. It's a 24y squared times y prime. I'm gonna move this 14y minus. If I do this, you're gonna get 2x equals 24y squared y prime minus 14y y prime, right? And 2x equals y prime. Let me factor out y prime. So I will have 24y squared minus 14y. So you will have 2x over 24y squared minus 14y is equal to y prime. So that's going to be our slope. But we want a specific number, so I'm going to plug these numbers in here, okay? So instead of x, I'm going to put -6. Instead of y, I'm going to plug in 2. Let's do this. So I'm going to put 2, -6, over 24, -6 squared minus 14, 2. Wow. 2 times -6 is going to be -12. Oh my goodness. Wait. I'm not going to do like this. It's going to be too much work. So do you see it? Oh, no, I can't even do it. Never mind. Yeah. -12. Wow, really? It's going to be a lot of like calculation. Okay, let's do it. -6 squared is going to be positive 36. And -14 times is -28. 24 times 36. I don't know. 24 times 36. And then, yeah, this whole thing is going to be 864. Yeah, so it's going to be, I'll just use calculator actually. Because who wants to do this all things? So if I do it, I'm going to get -3 over 209 as a, what's it called? Oh, I'm sorry guys, I made a mistake. I switched the number. No wonder, because two big numbers. So do you see x is -6, y is 2, and do you see this is a y? So I actually had to put 2, not -6 here. Okay, now it makes sense, because it's gonna be a much simpler number. So still I'm gonna use calculator, because 2 squared is 4, 24 times 4 is 24 times 4 is 96. So this whole thing is 96 minus 28. And 96 minus 28 is 68. So on the top, I have -12 over 68. -12 over 68 is -3 over 17. Okay, that's a slope. Okay, now we're talking. So y minus y1 equals slope x minus x1. So y minus, our y1 is 2. Slope is -3 over 17. X minus x1 is -6. So I'm going to put +6. All right. Okay, so we're done. Question number 10. Find you want to find second derivative at this one. So you want to find drive it twice and then you plug in. That's it. Well, let's do it. So when I drive it, you're gonna get 1 equals 2y dy. Oh gosh, I see what you need to do. Minus derivative of negative cosine is gonna be negative sign, so it's gonna be positive sine x. Okay. Now, I know you you have to drive this one further, but you might want to plug x and y here right now, but let's do this one later. So if I move everything here, first I'm going to subtract signs. So I will put 1 minus sine x equals 2y dy dx, and if I divide by 2y, it's going to be 1 minus sine x over 2y is equal to dy dx. All right? So that's the y prime. And you can plug in 0 and -1 here at this time, but what question is asking for the y double prime. So let's drive it. You know, this is gonna be our f, this is gonna be g, so it's the quotient rule. Actually, let me put y double prime here. So f prime is gonna be negative cosine of x, and g prime is gonna be 2y prime, which is this one, okay? So let's do this. So negative cosine of x times 2y minus 2y prime times 1 minus sine x over 2y squared. And only thing that we have to do is to plug in 0 and -1. But now here, do you see we have a y prime? So now this one, I can substitute this one into the y prime because that's the same thing, right? So for 0 and -1, I would like to plug this one in here ahead of time. So it's going to be 1 minus sine, instead of x, I'm going to plug in 0, over 2y, 2 times y, which is -1. This is same thing as sine of 0 is just 0. So it's same thing as 1 over -2. So that's a y prime. Now let's plug it in. Negative cosine of, what was the x? 0? Yeah. Cosine of 0 times 2 times -1 minus 2. Y prime was a -1/2 times 1 minus sine of 0 all the way over 2 was -1, right? Squared. All right, let's do one by one. You all think this is too much, right? But it's fun. Now negative cosine of 0 is it's 1, so but there's negative, so this is -1 times 2 times -1 is -2. -1 times -2 is -2. So let me put positive 2. So let me put 2 first. -2 times -1/2, that's going to be positive 1 times sine 0 is a 0, it's a 1. So 1 times 1 is 1, so 2 plus 1 over, that's going to be -2. -2 squared is positive 4. Oh, so it's going to be 3 over 4. That's how you do it. If you don't know how I did here, that's that's -1. And this is -2, right? So -1 times -2, you get positive 2. I wrote it here first. This is positive 1. This one, you also get positive 1. And positive 1 times positive 1 is positive 1. So I put it right here. And obviously, this one is easy. And 2 plus 1 is 3. All right, that's about it. I guess this one is the hardest part. But if you study, this should not be a very big issue. So make sure you do the next one by yourself. After this, I will come up with free response questions for the what you struggled last time, okay? Love you guys. Bye.